Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Once upon a time, there was a very naughty little girl called Goldilocks. One day, when her mother called her to help with the washing up, she pretended not to hear and went off into the woods for a walk instead. This was the kind of thing Goldilocks did quite often. That day, she took a new path and found herself walking past a dainty little cottage. The door of the cottage was slightly open, and naughty Goldilocks simply couldn't resist. The little girl pushed open the door, and in she went. The cottage was as quaint and pretty on the inside as it was on the outside. Goldilocks went into the kitchen and was very pleased to see 3 bowls of porridge on the table. She was feeling a bit hungry after her walk. She dipped a spoon into the biggest bowl and tasted the porridge. "Oh," she said, "that is far too hot." The naughty girl spat the porridge out again. Then she tried the middle-sized bowl. "Oh," she cried, "that is far too cold." You can guess what she did next. Finally, Goldilocks tried the smallest bowl. She couldn't say anything at all because she was too busy eating. That porridge was just right. When she had finished, Goldilocks looked for somewhere to sit down. In the living room were 3 chairs. Goldilocks sat in the biggest one first, but stood up again. "That chair is far too hard," she grumbled. Then the little girl sat down in the middle-sized chair, but she didn't like that one either. "That chair is far too soft," she complained. At last, Goldilocks sat down in the little chair. It fitted her perfectly. But, oh dear, with a creak and a crack, Goldilocks landed bump on the floor. Goldilocks felt sore in several places. "I need a rest," muttered Goldilocks, and she climbed up the stairs and into the big bedroom at the top of the house. There she saw 3 beds, each with a warm quilt. Goldilocks climbed up onto the largest bed and began jumping up and down. "This will never do. A bed that is too hard to jump on is too hard to sleep on," she said. Next, she tried the middle-sized bed and curled up in the middle of it. But Goldilocks wasn't comfortable. "It's too soft," she said. "I might sink into it and never be seen again." Finally, Goldilocks tried the smallest bed. It was perfect. Before she could think of anything to complain about, Goldilocks was fast asleep. Now the 3 bears who lived in the cottage had just gone out for a short walk before breakfast. While Goldilocks slept upstairs, they came back into the kitchen and immediately saw that something was wrong. "Who's been eating my porridge?" asked Father Bear in a growly voice. "Who's been eating my porridge?" asked Mother Bear in a soft voice. "And who's been eating my porridge?" squeaked Baby Bear. "They've eaten it all up." Anxiously, the 3 bears went into the living room. "Someone's been sitting in my chair," roared Father Bear in a growly voice. "Someone's been sitting in my chair," cried Mother Bear in a soft voice. And someone's been sitting in my chair, and they've broken it into bits, sobbed Baby Bear. Follow me, said Father Bear, sternly, and he tiptoed up the stairs. Just as I thought, he said. Someone's been bouncing on my bed. And someone's been curled up on my bed, said Mother Bear. And someone's been sleeping in my bed, squeaked Baby Bear. And they're still there. Look! At that moment, Goldilocks woke up. She saw 3 angry, furry faces looking down at her, and she jumped out of bed. She ran out of the room, and down the stairs, and out of the door, and into the woods, before you could say, "Who's that?" Of course, Goldilocks was careful never to go near the bear's house again. Some people say that she was a good little girl after that, but I'm not so sure about that. Are you?